Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's a Crime. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Linda, and thank you so much for joining me on Saturday night. Live, it's Saturday night. So tonight we have some case updates. I see everybody's already starting to chit chat there. I'm so glad for you guys to join me. I know it's been a little bit since I went live. I have had a migraine that basically lasted over 7 days and really hasn't fully gone away. So I've done my best. I've done some videos, and I'm still trying to take care of me at the same time. So just letting you guys know that. People are starting to pour in. Hello, welcome. Just let me know where you guys are coming from. I already see that there, West Virginia, UK. And thank you so much to my mods. So tonight, we are going to run through some cases as we usually do. Once this is done and processed, meaning the video, I will put some links in the description below so that you can come back. Now, I already see some people starting to join the crime ring. That's the membership, so welcome. That's what you see in green. Hello from Utah, Kansas, Ohio, Lexington, Massachusetts, and Barrie, Ontario. All right, her biggest fan, thank you so much. Hello from Barrie, Ontario. We have some chit chat about a case from Ontario. So this is great, fellow Canadian. I might be a little bit scattered still. I'm still recuperating from this migraine, so it's interesting. All right. Welcome. All right, so you guys are going to hang out with me tonight. People are going to come pouring in. We're going to have little chit chats. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the case. Then we're going to get some questions going, have a little conversation there, and then we're going to go to the next case. All right, so, and Leduc, Alberta, look at that. Hello, welcome, Canadian. Awesome. So glad to have you guys here. All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to talk about Leticia Stoke. And she was in court yesterday, and I was able to catch what's going on. Now, for those of you who don't know or haven't heard, Leticia was in court recently asking to represent herself, and she was granted, she was allowed to. So here we go. Thanks, my flock, too. Super sticker. Okay. So she was granted to represent herself in the Gannon Stauch case. Now, she was given 1,400 pages of the discovery. But Letecia says right away, and she complains, that she did not get to see the 1,400 pages that she was supposed to be given because the jail confiscated it. She said, literally, the jail confiscated it. So that's a good thing, though, because it wasn't redacted. And it had things like date of births, social insurance numbers, addresses, sensitive information. So she didn't get to see it. Now, she did talk about going to the law library. And if you saw my last video, we talked about the law library because I'm wondering if this whole thing, why she wants to represent herself, is to maybe have an escape plan. Remember Ted Bundy? He escaped from the second floor window and he escaped. So I thought, well, maybe that's her mentor and she's trying to pull something similar. So she's allowed to go to the law library 2 hours per week. So she was also complaining about not being able to see, how am I supposed to do this much reading in only 2 hours when there's 1,400 pages? And the judge actually said, well, part of the issue is you elected to represent yourself. That satisfies the issue of the access to a law library. So he's saying, like, you have 2 hours, not my problem. Should have thought about that before. So, hello, all you pouring in. Nice to see you. So, yeah, there you go, Sarah, pulling a Bundy. So that was interesting. Now, They said the core discovery is around 1,800 pages. And Michael Allen said the current number of pages is 26,101 pages. So there's a lot to go through. Now, the judge was asking if she wanted to waive the proof evidence hearing. And she says, Your Honor, I can't make that decision if I haven't seen any of the discovery. So they went through back and forth about that. At one point, they were discussing if Letecia could get the discovery in her cell rather than just be at the law library. And Michael Allen actually said, well, listen, she is a flight risk. She was a flight risk and is one, I guess. He says she's been using common items to try and escape from jail. So he has an issue with it. So they went back and forth a little bit. But they talked about this upcoming hearing and they said, well, you know, how long is it going to take? Now, I don't know why I don't have this here because I have this in my other notes. It's interesting what he says. The judge made a comment. I got to read it because it's good. Shoot. Hopefully I can find it. Basically, the judge says, well, I don't know how efficient this is going to be, so I don't know how long it's going to take given, you know, her abilities, basically. They did say there's less than 20 witnesses, and so the original date, so this is the disappointing part, in my opinion. The original date was March 11th and 12th, which is this upcoming week, but they vacated that, and now it's not until May. And the date, I believe, is May. Sorry, guys, I thought I had it, and there's so many dates in my mind. May 20th and 21st at 9 a.m. So now that's another 2 months. The reason why it's a little bit later is because of other cases that the attorneys need to deal with. So unfortunately, yeah, she drives me crazy too. I think she drives all of us crazy. Elizabeth wants to know where I got my Vine ring. It's a place called Pandora. I don't know if you have it in the States, but it's in Canada. Welcome to all my little crime ringers coming in here. And Sarah, I see that you have a super chat. Let me get that for you. T has that PhD in education to help her read the discovery super fast. It's comedy night on Saturday night. I keep saying she put her Tales of Eduardo aside and picked up a law book. So it should be interesting. Now, there's a couple things. The judge actually said, you know, Letecia, do you have anything to say at the end of this hearing? And she actually had nothing to say. Now, I don't know about you, but I am very surprised at that. I went, oh, here we go. And then she had nothing to say. So I thought that was very interesting. So now for those of you who don't know as well, she actually she's stating that she has 2 pieces of evidence that's an ace in the hole. And she said, no science or anybody can refute this. So this should be interesting what she comes up with. I'm wondering, I know a couple of people are wondering what she's coming up with. I'm, you know, half joking, half not, that she'll come up with Eduardo. Like, I'm wondering if she legit will find an Eduardo, because her lawyers aren't going to say, yeah, bring him in. Who's this guy? He's not legit. So, thanks. I think I'm, actually, one sec, you guys. I'm going to plug in here. I didn't realize I'm not plugged in. There we go. Okay. Manglia says, oh, she's talking to Algo in here. Algo must be in. He's a lawyer. Algo, is it legal for them to confiscate her legal papers? Well, she has a right to see them, right? So I don't know about being legal or not legal, but it's a good thing they didn't because it was not redacted. So she's going to get a redacted version. Now, I did see with Spencer Wilson, who's the reporter who interviewed Letecia. He was at court and he said, and I didn't catch this, but he said when they were going to redact it and give it to her, she stated with an emphatic BS, like basically. So I'm not too sure what's going on with that. I'm sure she wanted to find out some info. We gotta, I mean, Leticia's always up to something. So she's up to something. I don't think this is just for her entertainment. Like, she's up to something legit. Not meaning her being legit. Sorry, I had to plug in my computer. Coming out of a migraine's pretty crazy, okay? I'm a little bit, it just takes a little bit. Anthony says I'd pay good money to be a juror on this. Yes, necklaces origami owl, yes. Gorilla Spawn says Zanny the nanny has Eduardo's contact information. Well, you guys are comedians tonight. Caroline, I see your comment. I'm just going to find it here. Okay. Do you think Dr. T has the potential to become the next Bundy if she were to escape? Meaning after she escapes? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen anyways. I mean, she's going to try, but I don't think she's quite at the level as what Bundy was. But she thinks she is. It should be interesting. It should be interesting. She did look noticeably thinner, but I don't know if that was just the camera angle. So what I had noticed in my last video is how Ted Bundy was purposefully losing weight so he could fit through the window. And when Letecia tried to escape jail back in June, I think it was, June, summertime, something like that, she actually measured herself, and she said she measured herself to get out the window. So I just found that very interesting. And now she was really wanting to be in that library. She was upset. I shouldn't say so angry because you can't really tell. But she was not happy that she didn't have access to this law library. But she got 2 hours, so I guess you just have to be efficient. Don't escape jail and actually look at the papers. How about them apples? Yes, Lindsay says, I still love that the judge made a point to tell her that the trial would go on with or without her in the courtroom. Excellent point. He said if she acts up, if there's any behavior issues, I should say, and if she doesn't show up, the show will go on. So. Marsh says, in my opinion, whatever these two evidence pieces are, she had a conflict with her attorneys. That's why she fired them. They probably told her she was crazy, wouldn't be able to use it, in my opinion. See, this is what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if she's like, look, I have Edgar. And the attorneys are probably thinking in their mind, okay, yeah, who is it? And then they see it as like, yeah, no, we can't do that. Okay, fine. You're fired. I'm going to represent myself. I'll do a better job. And unfortunately, it's going to get a little worse before it gets better. But I have been saying this. I think it's a gift. In the end, it'll be a gift. Not right now, but in the end. I think, I don't know why she thinks she's going to get off, but we got to remember, okay, this girl is full of shenanigans. I've said this before. She tried to escape. She paid fakepolygraph.com so that she could have a polygraph say what she wants to say, so she could submit it. They found things like Gannon's sock way north of where she lives, and she just made an excuse about things flying out the back of her truck. Like, she has some crazy stuff. She's stuffing Kleenex, like tissues, down her pants so they can't get DNA from her. Like, there's crazy things this woman has done. And She always brings up her constitutional right, though. Always, always. That, and I'm 100% confident. So there's all kinds of things that happens with her. So Nicole says, Letecia representing herself could be dangerous. Yeah, I'm wondering what she's doing. I think they'll up the security when things start happening down there. Although I keep saying I would love to be there. So maybe now that it's May, maybe it's possible that I could be there. Oh, I would love to. I would just watch her do her thing. And I'm pretty sure I know she watched my stuff. So it'd be interesting to see what she thinks when I'm sitting right in there rooting for Landon and the family. Manglia says, hi, Linda, love your necklace. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Manglia. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. There's still things going on right now. I really need to go to get a massage and go to physio. You could probably see it in my eyes. It's been 2 weeks. Well, the first week was really bad. So I'm still managed to get the videos out though. Not as many, but Sarah says, Lucille, I heard, is helping her plan her escape. Sarah, you're on a roll tonight. Okay, Lucille. Okay, for those of you who don't watch the Daybell case, Lucille is Chad's first wife, Tammy's grandmother, who's deceased, but gives Chad directions on how to live life. And this is where Lucille comes from. It's good to laugh. Because she can't eat her peanut butter. Well, there's threats to her peanut butter. You knew that, right? Yes, that's right. Bundy did represent himself, and Bundy did get the needle. But Bundy was also, how many years was he in law school? A couple years, 2-3 years. In fact, the judge actually said to him, you went down the other path and you would have been a great lawyer type thing. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, he did. Bundy, yeah, exactly. Bundy attended law school. He did. So, speed read, Tisha. Yes, Rowan, there are going to be horrifying details about Gannon, just like Tylee and JJ, hard trials to listen to. 100%. I've made this warning before. It's not going to be good, and it's going to be worse than we thought. I feel like that it's going to be worse than we thought. So you got to wonder if Letecia just wants to know what's in this discovery, what they know. From my understanding, the Nintendo Switch has never been found. So I'm wondering if that's going to come into play from her some way, somehow. I don't know. One of the quotes she made when she actually was talking to the judge, and this was last week, and she said about, the Kenny Rogers song, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And then she talked about Ace in the Hole, which is actually a George Strait song. And then in that, it was talking about, gosh, I can't even remember. I have it in my thing, but it was basically the idea of know what to hide and know what to, something like that. And that's when I thought, does she keep something and hide it somewhere? Does she keep something? So she talks in songs. Brandon says, my uncle tried that in Hancock County Jail in Indiana and got stuck hanging halfway out of the window. He was on Bob and Tom and all. What? Oh, I don't know. Wow. Yeah. So unfortunately, it's pushed out to May. How does everyone in the courtroom not bust out laughing? Would have been spitting my coffee. Yeah, it's so interesting because, she's like, this is an ace in the hole, this evidence that I have, blah, 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 blah. And we'll see what it is. But how does one contain, okay, let's just put that, joking aside, okay? They're in the courtroom, let's say in the future, and Letecia is speaking. I mean, how does she even contain her cool or herself? It's going to be very interesting because we see, actually, we saw Letecia in the interview with her head turned, remember? And she was even like talking basically, well, more blah, blah, blah. I'm just wondering how this is gonna go down. It's going to be interesting. I will say her demeanor, it was a little different yesterday than what we normally see, but it's a different circumstance. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on. I think it was only Al in there that I could, I don't even think that, like there, I know Al was in there. Yeah, she's quoting country songs, totally. So that's why I thought, what are you up to and what are you hiding? All right. Any other questions about this before I move on? No one, yeah, Sarah says, know when to walk away, know when to run. Thank you. I'm going to find you exactly. But there was another spot, and I think it was the George Straits. I think it was then when she was talking about the ace in the hole. I'm pulling this up because this is important. Like usually she quotes that, but not too in that. You've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you need to save something for a rainy day. Huh. So I thought, you bugger. What else did you, what'd you keep? And where is it? And who's getting it? And to think she was a teacher. Yep. Not anymore. I agree with you. I think she read the Ted Bundy playbook beyond coincidental. Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences. It's too much. And I think she was in the crime groups. She was in the crime groups. I think she's trying to figure out all kinds of things. And look where she is right now. Okay, she's in jail. Other people are going to be like, yeah, represent yourself. Here's what you do. Right? Sandy in Canada says, I don't see her getting off. I don't either. How do I know she watched you? Well, when I first started, when Gannon first happened, I started saying some stuff and then I would see it responded by her. Okay. And then I would start to actually, if you guys go back to my Gannon playlist, you'll start to see me actually look in the camera and say, Letecia, there's something you haven't answered, blah, blah, blah. And then she would go to the, what do you call it? Like the news reporters. And then she would answer. So there's all kinds of things that were starting to go on. And I wasn't too sure at first, but then it would started being a pattern. I thought, oh, you're watching. So this is why I think it'd be extra interesting if I was there as well. But I would be there for Gannon. I'm not stopping until this woman is behind bars for good. I don't think she'll get out. messed up part of all, Leticia is more concerned on how the public is viewing her. She is, when it gets quiet, it's too uncomfortable for her. She has to speak. And yes, you're right. Interesting last name, John. Are you Maltese, perhaps? Okay. Trixie says, I loved her deflecting. They delivered it and took it back, and I don't have access but to 2 hours a week in the library. The library. Yeah, the law library. I was wondering if she said library. I really did. But then I thought, no, she wouldn't have said library, but I think she did say library, not library. Andrea thinks it's going to be a good Netflix movie in the end about Letecia. If she has two things of evidence, then she has to release that to the prosecution, right? She has to bring these two pieces of evidence forward. Everybody has to see what's going on. So this is going to be interesting. And thank you so much, Billy. And I remember the judge saying, well, don't say it yet. Don't say it right here yet. This was before they granted her to be to represent herself. So all right, so I think we had enough of her. How about you guys? But wait, though, I just gotta let me double check. So the next one for her is the next court hearing. Like I said, May 20th and 21st is the preliminary hearing. Yeah, and so that's what we have for her. There's a couple things that have been canceled this last week, but in other cases, and that's what it's looking like. And I think there's something at the end of April, and that has to do with, I believe, her divorce with Al. So that's about it. Lake Superior Girl says Letecia will dig her own death penalty. Yep, she can say that she earned it. So, all right, let's go to the next one. We are going to talk about Lori Vallow Daybell. There, and it's not a huge bit, but there was a motion to compel filed by Rob Wood, and he wants Chad's attorney, who is John Pryor, to hand over the information after there was a survey done, and it's been going on for some time apparently, and it started last year in Fremont County. Now, they were doing a survey. This was before John was asking for a change of venue. And so they started doing this survey. And so Rob Wood filed a motion, and he wanted them to provide the name of the person who conducted the survey. Now, I found out some other things here, and I'll give that to you in a minute. He says, Chad Daybell responded to the state's specific request with a one-word response of none. The defendant has refused to provide the state with the name of the witness and other requested information he required to provide. Now, what I was reading was, okay, so last year, 3 people told East Idaho News that this woman was conducting a survey to ask a bunch of people a bunch of questions about the Chad Daybell, basically about the Daybell case. And somebody wrote a Facebook post that got a call from this marketing company, and it said, I just had an interesting phone call. A marketing company from the East Coast is calling Idahoans up to ask questions about this case. Apparently, the attorneys are trying to figure out what's the best county in Idaho for this case to be at. I answered the questions the best I could, told them I figured my county would give them a fair day in court with all the evidence presented. Who knows where it'll end up? I'm not too far from Rexburg. I said with this huge high-profile case, most Idahoans know all about it. Interesting phone call. So apparently, according to the court records, there's an investigations company called Colombo Investigations with a girl named Andrea and a guy named Joe. And they did these surveys, apparently. Now, the phone call, okay, Colombo Investigations are listed as a Meridian, Idaho address. The Facebook post indicated that the call came from New Jersey. So in this motion that was filed on Tuesday by Rob Wood, he asked the court that they not be allowed to testify, this Andrea and Joe, for Chad Daybell during the upcoming hearing. And in the motion filed by, I just read that. So according to Rob, he said that they conducted an informal survey of Fremont, Madison, and Bonneville County residents concerning the Daybell case. The defendant has provided no CV or other evidence that Andrea has the knowledge, skill, training, or education to conduct an accurate and unbiased poll or survey and present those findings to the court as required by Idaho Rule of Evidence 702. And he also stated that because of her lack of training and education, her survey was biased, irrelevant, and has no evidentiary value to the court. I can't even speak. He also noted that Chad Daybell declined to give the state any of the materials that she used to conduct her survey. He wrote that Chad Daybell initially declined to give the name to the state. Imagine that. Chad Daybell declined to give a name, just like pretending not to know Lori Daybell when he was married to her, and she did the same thing. Rob stated that Chad Daybell admitted that she wasn't an expert witness, but instead was a lay witness in the case. Rob added that Idaho code doesn't allow for an unqualified person to conduct a scientific survey. Having her perform an informal or non-scientific poll for which she was not qualified and then attempting to label her a lay witness is simply an attempt to circumvent the rules of evidence and present otherwise inadmissible evidence before the court. Rob also noted that while Joe, the other guy, the other party of the Colombo investigations, he had worked for law enforcement, his training included overseeing a questionnaire. The survey conducted by Mr. Adriani is deficient and irrelevant as it limits its questioning to simply ask respondents if they are familiar with the defendants and whether or not they are guilty. No questions were asked about whether a respondent could set aside their opinions and biases. No questions were asked about whether respondents believe in the principle of innocent until proven guilty. No questions were asked about whether the respondents believe the accused are entitled to a fair trial. And so he says that because of Joe's lack of survey training, he could only be considered a lay witness in regards to the survey. So this is interesting. What are your thoughts on this? Because first, Rob's going after what he needs to. After all that stuff that they pulled on him, waste of time with the court's time, with John Pryor and Mark Means freaking out over Rob Wood. And now Rob Wood's like, okay, well, let's just check out what's going on. Algo says, however you want to spin that, that's an expert witness and they have no credentials to be one. Go, Rob. Total waste of time. Rob's white. Right. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So, this is interesting. And this was mentioned way back a year ago, right? About this survey. And basically, John Pryor wants to bring this trial to Boise, Idaho. Now, that is the 22nd of March, I believe, we're going to be in court. Change of venue hearing March 22nd at 9 a.m. So we have that and a pretrial conference in August the 17th, and then the trial August 30th to September 3rd. Okay, I see your question there. What did she wear in court? What did Leticia wear in court? She was wearing her jail garb. She had her, what do you call it? counsel with her. Not her lawyer, but advisor. Yeah. So I am getting to Orrin Orson pretty quick here. Just catching up on your guys' comments here. This is Marshall Owasa. He is a Canadian that is still missing. Suspicious circumstances. Vehicle was found burned on a forestry road, 14 hours away from where he last was. And no one could find a trail of him. No cameras, no anything. So I'm working hard for him. And we have the boys here. I'm going to run out of room on my shelf. All right, we're going to keep going. Thank you for that super chat too, as well, DDD Shaughnessy. Nice to see you again. Yep, that is the missing Canadian with the burned up truck. Yeah, there's some others that I'm doing. No picture of Justin yet. No, I just started Justin's. And to be honest, all I've been doing from morning to night behind the scenes is Justin's case. So if I don't have a photo up of him in the next week or two, it's okay. I'm doing his case, and I'm working on harder things than a picture. So we do pictures on the video, and you know, we'll get there. It's just, I work hard. Yeah, I 100% agree. It's really hard too. Kathleen says it's so sad to run out of room. I 100% agree. And at the end of the year, when I look back and how many are missing and how many were found but they're deceased, it's terrible. Thank you so much, Glenna. Thank you. Thank you, you guys. Thank you so much. I work really hard. I do. Okay, so Anthony says, if you watch Lori's bond reduction meeting at about 1:11, means says new lights have come to fact. I haven't seen that. Oh, you guys are good tonight. You guys are giving me some good laughs. Is she? Where is she? Is Justin's grandma in here? If you are, hello. I don't see you, but I might see you in a minute here. We're going to talk about Justin really quick. Soon, I should say. Elizabeth says, we know that you deeply care about everyone you talk about, whether your picture can fit or not, love. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. I've had a few people complain that I haven't had some pictures up, but it's not that I don't want to. It's just I pour myself into the videos and the facts, and sometimes I just don't get there. And we were on lockdown since December, so we're just starting to lift off all that. All right. Okay, she is in the chat. All right. Hopefully I get to see her. That's a great idea. A digital picture frame. That's a great idea. All right. So let's get to the boys, because I know you guys want to be talking about the boys as well. Oh, Jamie's in here. Where are you, Jamie? Hello, Jamie. Jamie is Justin's mom. Hopefully I could see you. So we'll talk about Justin right after Orrin and Orson, and I have a little bit of an update with Barry Morphew as well. So Orrin and Orson West, how long has it been now, you guys? Since December 21st, we think. I think it's long before that at this point. December 21st. So December, January, February, we're going to be 3 months going on. But they were doing a search today, and the search was about a 5-minute drive from where their old place was in Bakersfield, the apartments. And I did look because I saw the cross street, and I pulled it up, and it was, where is it? East Pacheco Road and Cottonwood, which is a 5-minute drive. It's 2.4 miles from the Casaloma apartments to this area where they were searching. And they were searching for a couple hours, is my understanding. They did not find the boys, but there's some interesting things and bits to hear. Let me just look here. It said, according to the Bakersfield Police Department, officers are searching the area of East Pacheco and Cottonwood Road as part of the investigation into the disappearance of Orrin and Orson West. There's over 50 officers that are working in conjunction with the FBI, as well as Kern County Search and Rescue in rural fields. Sergeant Pear said BPD cannot provide more information at this time due to the nature of the investigations. Officers will be searching the fields throughout the day until they believe a thorough search has been done. The decision to search the area came from a natural progression of the investigation. Then they did an update and they said the Bakersfield Police Department has wrapped up the investigation. The missing toddlers were not found. BPD would not confirm whether any evidence in relation to the case was found at the search location. So officers or the authorities are asking people if they've seen the kids at all in the past year. Now, I'm starting to ask some questions here. Because okay, if they're asking for the past year, they want to know, did the kids go to the park? Did you see them, anywhere, right? And then I was thinking about the bio mom, and she said the last time she saw the kids, I believe, was December 2018. Now, they've been reportedly missing since December 2020. But if they're asking for a year, is that from December 2019? The kids could have been missing longer, like way longer, not just like before they moved to Cal City. It could be way longer. And now they're searching this big field. I don't know. Sherry Thomas says, I'm telling you, those kids never left Bakersfield. They didn't say what they found or not found. Obviously, they have to protect the integrity of the investigation, as we hear quite a bit. And Betty says, no one was arrested in the West missing boys case. The grandma and possibly the grandpa were just questioned yesterday, and there were a whole bunch of law enforcement searching a lot by their former apartment building. One of the things that Wanda West actually said a while ago when she did an interview with ABC News, it was interesting because she said, I just know that they were really good parents as far as I'm concerned. Interesting. I just know they were really good parents as far as I'm concerned. Maybe not so much now, in my opinion. About how old are the boys in the pictures they have shown. In these ones, they're saying this was 3- and 4-year-old picture, but let me just look. If I had to guess, okay, this is just me guessing, but kids can look different, right? If I would have guessed, I would say 2 and 3. Not 3 and 4. I would say 2 and 3, maybe close to 4. But I don't know them. And some kids look younger, some kids look older. I get it. Let me just see if they could. The light is kind of shining on there now. I can't fix it. Okay. I'm going to see if I'm going to try and find you there, Jamie, in here. Okay. So we'll see what you guys think about this. It sounds like they think they have been gone for a long time when they started asking if anyone in the past year. Yeah, it's weird. But they probably want to see, they want to see some form of it. Where are they? And then I keep thinking about this phone. The phone that remember she said she has pictures on her phone? I wonder when the last picture was. Oh, she's under Justin's name. Okay, I'll look for her. My program is so funny. Like, you just try and click on it and things come up, but then sometimes it jumps. So I miss you guys sometimes. I'll do my best. It does jump. Emma says, I'd love to see what is on those phones. Yeah. Okay. I'm so curious to say as to what the other children said when questioned. Yeah, but they were stating, the authorities said that the children said they last saw Orrin and Orson on the 19th when they went to their grandma's, but maybe they didn't know that, like, what date, right? Amanda says, I love you. Thank you. I love all you too. Too many red flags to be not directed to the adopted parents, sadly. Well, anywhere you look at it, the kids didn't walk out of that backyard. And the adopted parents said they walked out of the backyard, and that's a lie. They also said they searched and searched, but they searched for 6 whole minutes and 13 minutes standing around on the property waiting for the police. There's lies. So regardless of let me rephrase that. Any way you look at it, they lied. So the question is why? And what about, right? Billy says, adopted in 2019. They were adopted in 2018. I don't think it was 2019. Oh, yes. Okay. No. You're right. They fostered them and then they adopted them. I got what you're saying. Thank you, Billy. So many things to think about here. Aw, it's okay. There you are, Jamie. It's okay that you had it under Justin's name. It's okay. No problem, Jamie. I will keep going. You know I'm going to keep going on this. So I'm not going to stop till Justin comes home. And Justin has to come home. He has to be found, however that looks. And there's some red flags. A lot of you guys have been watching my videos, and this is a very important case. They're all important. Canadian cases do not get out to the media like how it does in the United States. And this story, this young man, Justin, has gone missing December 12th. And I've had numerous people tell me about Justin. He's respectful. He's courteous. He's friendly. People like him. He has no enemies other than, I don't know if I call her an enemy at this point, but Justin's best friend has a girlfriend named Kiera, and she does not like Justin. And the thing is Justin lived with his best friend, Bud. Kiera moved in, I think it's been under a year. And Justin's the type of guy, okay, if he's going to see his parents and hang out, he would say, hey, I'm going to see my mom and my stepdad, and we're going to go and hang out, and my sisters, and we're going to hang out. I'll see you later. I won't be home for dinner or whatever. He's courteous. And so that's just the type of guy he is, and he's always doing that. So it's weird if he's not saying where he's going, what he's doing. And he goes to work with his best friend. So December 12th comes around. Actually, let's rewind. December 9th and 9th and 10th come around. He's basically working Wednesday night, which is Thursday. They work midnight shift, okay? He's a midnight shift worker. He works from 12 a.m. to 8 o'clock in the morning. They come home, and then his best friend says he goes right to bed, and then Justin will go to bed a little bit later, like noon to 2 type thing, and then rinse and repeat. But Justin wasn't working Thursday. Justin was working Thursday till 8 a.m., but Justin wasn't working that midnight shift of Friday morning or Saturday, and he's supposed to work Sunday night. Well, Justin goes missing. And Justin doesn't call into work and for the Sunday night. Nobody's heard from him Thursday after he gets off of work. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody, not nobody. Okay, they don't talk to him. They don't see him Thursday, Friday, except for the family household. Let's talk about that in a minute. So Saturday morning, according to the family where he lives, her name's Glenna, and that's Bud's mom. That's a whole other story in a minute. But Glenna says, Justin says, hey, I'm going to go to the shed at around 8:30. He's eating breakfast. He goes to the shed, which is 30 feet, I'm told, from the house. Okay. And that's it. That's the last time anybody's seen Justin. Now, Justin's best friend, who's been best friends since kindergarten, waits 5 weeks and then says, well, I waved at Justin on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. I was going Christmas shopping with my girlfriend and my girlfriend's sister and husband. So I left at 7 a.m. in the morning. Not sure what time Kiara woke up, because 7 o'clock to leave for Christmas shopping on a Saturday morning and you're in your early 20s. In my opinion, I don't know, a lot of people would do that. Maybe some girls, but Bud usually goes to sleep at this time, right? Even though he didn't work the night before, but he's a shift worker. He said shift work is tough. So I don't know. So they go Christmas shopping. And Jamie gets a text message in the afternoon from Justin, from Justin's phone, saying, she texts him and says, hey, did you get time off for the holidays? And I believed it's something to the effect where she gets, and Jamie can correct me if I'm missing anything here, but at 3:44 p.m., she gets a text from his phone saying it hasn't been confirmed yet. And Jamie has said, well, I don't even know if that was even from Justin. Now, let's talk about this. It took 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday afternoon, for Justin to be reported missing. And Justin's the kind of guy who's like, hey, I'm not going to be here for dinner. That's the heads up. Now, Justin did not drive. He didn't have his license. And really, he didn't really need it. And this is my own opinion saying it. He goes to work with Bud all the time. If he needs a ride, he just calls his family or whatever, and away he goes. Okay? It's not that weird. I have friends who don't have licenses as well. I mean, it's just the way it is. Okay? So he does not have a driver's license. He doesn't have a vehicle. So wouldn't it be weird if he didn't come in for lunch? Because he said, I'm going to the shed. Now, in Bud and Kiara's statement, 5 weeks later and 6 weeks later, because Kiara did one and 6 weeks later, They both add, we saw Justin in Bud's dad's shed at 7 a.m. Now there's two sheds. I just found out yesterday there's two sheds. One of them is one that Justin tinkers in, and the other one is Bud's dad's shed. So they add 7 a.m. and they add at his dad's shed. Glenna says Justin's going to his shed at 8:30. Sunrise is at 7:46 a.m. on December 12th. So apparently he's in the dark in this shed with no lights. You have to, I'm not saying, I don't know if there's lights or not at that time, okay? That's not what I mean. But what I'm saying is you're in a shed that doesn't have a normal flick on light. You're bringing lights in there, right? So this is just, it's so important. And if you guys haven't seen these videos, go to my videos. I have it in a playlist. His name's Justin Evans. He's 22 years old. He's still missing. And his phone is missing. So now there's an important fact we're going to bring in, okay? The shed he's in was reported in disarray. Something happened in the shed. Something happened in the shed. Something not good happened in the shed. I don't know what. I'm just saying something's not good in the shed, and Justin's never seen again at this point. So if something happened in that shed, and the belief is, even from the authorities, something happened, okay? Why would Justin answer back at 3:44 p.m. to his mom? It hasn't been confirmed yet. You wouldn't be sending a text like that, right? Now, it gets worse. Saturday rolls by. Kira and Bud say, well, we thought he just went to his family's house. And, because he was joking that it's a long weekend. Well, here's the thing, okay? I ripped strips, you know how I rip strips into everything, right? I ripped this thing apart. If he was joking about a long weekend, technically Justin's long weekend started Thursday morning. Thursday morning, all day Friday, all day Saturday, go to work Sunday night, right? So there's two things here. He wouldn't be going into the shed at Saturday morning if he joked about the long weekend, because his long weekend was almost up Sunday night. So that goes out the window, okay? The other thing is, what the heck did Justin do on Friday and Thursday? Nobody can answer that. Not one peep. Nothing in the statements that were made on Facebook. Nothing. Right? So it gets worse. And this is where I get a little riled up. Okay, this is a mama bear coming out. Actually, let's back up a little bit. So Justin is reported missing on Monday. I'll tell you guys that in a minute. I still got to finish my story. So Saturday rolls by. They go in to, meaning Kiera and Bud, they go an hour south to go shopping, but they pick up these other people north. Then they go south. Then in a post that was deleted, Kiera says they go back to drop these people off north. Then they go back home, drop their stuff off. Then they go north again to a grocery store, even though they passed it by twice. And then they go home. Then she puts a post, which has been deleted. Hey, what are your thoughts on Justin? What's the last memory you have of Justin? Justin has been missing technically at this point for 3 days, but only reported the day before. What are your memories of Justin? I'm getting riled up. Okay. Then she answers, let me go first. Oh, no, wait. She says, what was your Saturday night like? What were you doing Saturday night? So instead, and then she doesn't answer her own question of, what are your memories of Justin and all this stuff. P.S. She also states, I'm not, like, Justin was not my friend. She makes that clear. So she goes into this comment below hers and answers what she was doing Saturday night. They grabbed some snacks. They camped out in their room and watched some movies. Okay. Meantime, Bud's saying he's, asking Justin where he is. Right when he got home, he said, I asked where he was. And Glenna said, didn't see him since the morning. So Sunday rolls around. Still no sign of Justin. Maybe he went to his family's house. Did a couple texts, no big deal. Sunday night rolls around. Bud and Justin are supposed to go to work together, as they always do. Bud goes to work. Justin doesn't show up. Justin doesn't call. Text earlier on Saturday afternoon, but no call on Sunday night. Bud doesn't think it's that weird. He does say it's weird, actually, but not going to work. Once he got to work and he didn't show up, red flags go off for him. So he goes home in the morning and then he goes to sleep. Doesn't look for Justin in the house, okay? No, I got a little worried, tried calling him, mentions the cell phone a couple times, red flag to me. Hope you guys are following with me. I'm getting riled up. Okay? So, yeah, Caroline says, why would you post something like that? What the hell? Exactly. It gets worse. Okay. So, Sunday night, doesn't go to work. Monday morning, Bud doesn't check the room. He just goes to bed. Then he says, I couldn't sleep. So I got up and I looked for Justin. Then he went into his room. Now, meantime, in a post, Kiara says, well, we didn't see the lights on Sunday morning. Well, why would you if you think he was gone, right? Bud goes in the room. His travel bag's there. Wallet's there. No Justin. This is at noon. This Bud says at noon. You know what time the police were called? After 4. Why is there a 4-hour gap? Because Bud says, I checked, he wasn't there. Glenna told me to check the shed where he was last seen. Well, Bud would have saw him at the shed too, wouldn't he have? That's when he was last seen. If you were on a Saturday, let's say this morning, today's Saturday. This morning we wake up, we see our friend. We didn't see our friend, supposed to see our friend there. Wouldn't you go back to the shed? Yeah, I think you would. A normal person, smart person would. Nope. Then he goes, checks the shed. Something happened in the shed. Then he wonders if he should call police. So Glenna calls Justin's grandma. Hey, have you seen Justin? Nope, haven't seen Justin. Jamie gets a call. Jamie says, yeah, call the police. Jamie heads over to the property. So you tell me why it took Saturday, Sunday, Monday to call anybody. There was no plan to go to Jamie's house and hang out that weekend. Not that weekend. Justin was there the weekend before, but not that weekend. Now, I think in my heart of hearts that this timeline is fudged. I think this timeline is fudged. And there's no sign of Justin on Friday or Thursday. So what happened? Now, with Glenna, I don't want anybody attacking Glenna. The reason why I say that, listen, Glenna is elderly. She's on oxygen. But I believe maybe she got that day wrong. That, like, natural. You know how you don't even remember what you ate for breakfast? Like, was that Friday? Was that Saturday? I thought that was Friday type thing. That's how I feel. I want to know what happened on Friday night. Matt says it's not making sense. Yeah, something's wrong. Now, it gets worse, in my opinion. Justin likes to wear white sunglasses. He loves these sunglasses, okay? Wears them all the time. I've seen tons of pictures with his white sunglasses. Bud wears black sunglasses. So there's a recent post. It was February, I can't remember, maybe 21st. Bud's wearing Justin's sunglasses in a picture. People pick up on it. That's Justin's sunglasses. Bud, I'm not sure if they have been returned. Maybe Jamie can say that or not. I know it was supposed to be returned. Now, at first, I'm trying to play devil's advocate. Well, maybe he's missing Justin. I don't know, right? When I first saw this. But it's plain weird. Why wouldn't you give it back to the family? Hey, I came across Justin's sunglasses. Pretty sure you'd like to have them. But he's wearing them. Weird or not weird, let me know in these comments. And let me just say, Jason says, yeah, what's up with that? Right. Now, and let me just give you another little tidbit about Justin and his character. He's the type of guy, okay? This is what he did. In Halloween, he dressed up with his sister, dressed up in costume so these kids could have a happy Halloween and hand out candy. And I've also been told he'd help people around the area spruce up their yards, landscaping. I mean, just a nice kid. And I've seen comments from the girlfriend, okay? And it's not nice. It's not nice. Now, she was open. She said, hey, I'm happy to answer anybody's questions. And so I'd love for her to, you know what? In fact, Kira, if you're watching, you can come right on. You can come on, you can answer some questions. We'll just have a chit chat. Just help us understand, because maybe we're misunderstanding. But we need to know what happened Thursday and Friday and Saturday. It is disrespectful. I'm sorry, but the things about the sunglasses, very disrespectful. Especially, okay, December 17th, Justin's family went and picked up stuff from Justin's room. They picked it up. So it's not like they don't know that everything was taken back so they can have stuff from Justin. Now the family knows something happened. They just don't know what, and they don't know where Justin is. Okay, that's the most important thing, is Justin needs to be found. But we have to look at these little things in order for Justin to be found. So what the heck is going on, and why is there fabricated stories? Now, I'm not saying about 8:30. I think he was seen on 8:30, but I think maybe it was Friday, not Saturday. That's my own opinion. Now, why did it take 4 hours to call the police? That's another thing. And it's upsetting. I mean, thank you, Algo. I see you. I see you there. It's very weird. It's not right. I want to know this too. I want to know, how did he get his sunglasses? Here's the other thing, you guys. Justin's cell phone's missing. So whoever texted that text to Jamie knows a lot more. And I want to know if those sunglasses were with Justin that day. We don't know, but that's my question. His cell phone would have been with him, so was his sunglasses. And they're the type, you know how kids, they wear like their sunglasses on their head or on their hat all the time, you know, kind of like that. I've seen lots of pictures of Justin like that. And even on Bud, really. But Bud's been wearing these black sunglasses in like years, and now all of a sudden he's wearing Justin's. I don't know. I'm going to go back to see if Jamie, you're in here. So I know you're in here. I'm just going to see if I can highlight anything if you want. You can say anything you want on here. Oh, the police returned them today. I'm glad you got them. I'm really glad you got them. And I hope that came with an apology. It's weird. And everybody's wondering why would he wear his sunglasses? Like, I don't know. I don't know if he forgot in the picture or what happened, but it's just not right in my opinion. Not right. So Katrina wants to know, I wonder how many of the 144,000 are watching. Okay, so just reading some of the comments. So there's red flags. Unfortunately, there's red flags. But you tell me, because there's a lot of people in chat. We have 2,200 people in here. How many people have 20-year-olds in here or have kids that at one point were 20, 21, 22 years old? What 22 years old, and this could happen, I'm not saying it didn't, but how many 22-year-olds do you know that get up at 7 a.m. on a Saturday to go Christmas shopping? I'm just wondering. And they leave to go Christmas shopping. So a female typically spends a little more time getting ready than a male. So what time would you have to get up if you have to be out of the house by 7 a.m.? Stores, notably, are not open till 9:30 a.m. on Saturday in Barrie, Ontario. Yes, it does. 100% agree with you, Mothership. And this is what we're going to do. Because something isn't right. Rowan says to Jamie, praying for your family and hoping law enforcement is working hard to find Justin and find out what happened. Yeah. Justin has to come home. This is interesting comment. Pamela says, in my opinion, it's like kicking him while he's down wearing his white sunglasses, a little inside joke between them. It's an interesting comment. So this is just, we're talking about Justin Evans' case right now. I've done 2 videos so far, and there's another 2 coming I'm working on. I wish I had some help with the comments here. It's going to take me a minute, you guys. One sec. I hope I'm not missing any. My 20-year-old son friends would never do that. first time I heard the story of Justin missing, I never bought what claimed. Each time I hear more details, in my honest opinion, those who live with Justin know exactly what happened to him as they caused it. So now there's some other things that are wonky that are happening around this time as well, okay? So in January, a month later, there's 2 people that died. One of them is unrelated for sure. The authorities said not related. This person died at it was like a museum center or something like that. Not related. Then there's another guy that died who happened to live in the same mobile park as Justin. But he didn't die there. He died in a different city I believe he had a different property. But he died. And authorities aren't saying if it's connected or not connected. And even the detective said that he doesn't even want to speak about the evidence. So they're not saying anything. So that's a little bit weird, and I want to dive a little bit into that because, I mean, it's weird. But remember, you know Chris McDonough from the interview room, he always says, we haven't left the home yet. And that's just it. We haven't left the home yet. Yes, I have an 18-year-old son too, and a 6-year-old, but the 18-year-old, yeah, very close. And on a Saturday, I can tell you my son doesn't wake up till noon. Valerie says, I want to know where they shopped during a pandemic at 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. is when they left, and I was doing some, and you guys are going to see this in a video. Just working on the timeline of this from their view. And they would get there at about, I don't have it on this one, 8:30. So they still had 1 hour left. But some are saying that she went to breakfast first, conveniently. So they went to breakfast, picked her up, went north for 20 minutes, I believe it is, go pick them up, another 20 minutes back, and then down to Barrie, Ontario, and then go shop unless they did some food. And then shop, come back, drop those 2 off up north, come back. So they're passing the grocery store twice, come back to the home, unload their groceries, and then go back to the grocery store. I don't know. So Kitty Meow Meow says, I live pretty close to where Justin went missing, an hour and a half or so. So sad. Are you in Barrie? I'm just wondering about that day. Now I know Justin's mom, Jamie, was also shopping. She was at Cabela's at the store that she said when she got a text from Justin's phone. And I know you guys are super duper smart and you work out some things, and maybe we can figure a couple things to look at. But oh, you're in Oshawa. Okay. Justin is missing from Canada, from Ontario, Canada, which is Eastern Canada. So Lori says, I think lockdowns. Well, I'll have to find out and see when the lockdowns were exactly. Donna Miller says, do they have them on surveillance shopping? Good question. I don't know that. Well, thank you, James. I'll take that. Thank you. So Okay, so yes, okay, good. Okay, I'm starting to see some cool things. The family is in the chat. Okay, so be very respectful. Save your theories for my email. It's a crime and a shame at gmail.com. Keep it classy in the comments. Driving ages in Canada differ. I know in some provinces, you can get your learner's license, like in Alberta, you can get your learner's license at 14, but then not drive till 16. And then I know I think they upped it in British Columbia. It was a long time since I got my learners and my drivers. Yes, True Crime Nut says, didn't you say in one of your videos, Linda, that the forensic team was brought into that shed? That was what was on a news article. So, yes, Algo, I should put you on there as a moderator. You could do that too. Oh, there we go. It's a tiered system, graduated licensing. So is it like MST? Is it like British Columbia? Because I know you do that. You get it younger, and then you can go and you get your learners, and then you drive for a bit, and then you can get your license. Yes. Can everybody stick some hearts in the chat? That would be awesome for Justin. Do they know his last ping of his phone? I don't know that information. Hopefully the cops have that information. I don't know that. There we go. Thank you. There you go. So I'm going to keep going on this and expose more of this timeline stuff. There's a few things that I have. You guys know me. Most of you, maybe not all of you, but a lot of you guys know me, and you know that I start to connect some dots together. And I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try that. I mean, I don't have all the information. That's the issue. I'm not the police. I'm not the detectives. They're the official ones, but I certainly will do whatever I can to place this. There's some things that I think the timeline's being pushed. I call it pushed out. That's awesome. Thank you so much for all the hearts for Jamie's family and Justin's family. So I'm going to do another 2 videos. Please, please, please watch the videos. If you have not watched it, please go and see Justin's videos, because I have it obviously more cohesive as I have it all scripted, rather than me just blah, blah, blah here. So it's organized and you can see what's going on. And then the second group. Now, it's hard, right? Because when you first start out and you do these stories, you start with the home. And for those who are innocent, it sucks, right? Because you're in the home and now all this is happening. But lies are still being said. So why lie? And why delete posts if it's truth? So I don't know. I'm just going to get you the link for that, because it really is important. And that's the thing too, when there's cases that aren't making headlines, right? And it's not American cases, it's a lot harder to get out there. And it's now almost been 3 months. So let me just get you Justin's playlist.
This is a Smile Direct Club.
so that you guys can have it. Okay, there's 2 right now. Exactly. We haven't left the house yet. That's exactly what I was saying. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so there's the link to his case. And I will keep going on this. I'll keep creating videos. We'll keep getting on there. It stands. If Kiera and Bud are watching this and they want to, set the record straight, you're more than welcome to come on and set the record straight. We can just have a chit chat. It's, just tell me. We'll have a talk. Let's talk about what happened. Let's talk about Justin. Let's talk about how good friends you were, Bud, with Justin. It'd be hard for Bud being in the middle, right? Right, Bud? If you're watching, it's hard, right? Especially because Kiera doesn't like Justin. Great thought. I'm curious what when their payday was, if it was maybe the day before they went Christmas shopping, and receipts would tell a lot. Yeah, hopefully there are receipts. And great thought about payday. I'm just going to write that down. Yes, absolutely. Doesn't matter the country. Absolutely. One thing I do notice in Canada is a lot of people go missing, but it's like people wouldn't know it. It doesn't really get out there. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Hey, Linda, should you want to come out to Colorado, let me know, and you could stay here at my house in Colorado Springs. That's so sweet. Thank you. I will want to come down. But we are not allowed to travel right now, but I don't think so. Are there any searches for Justin scheduled? Not that I'm aware of. I know that the authorities have been testing the evidence, and they're hoping to get it back soon. That I read from articles. This is a good question. I don't know this answer. Why did the girlfriend not like Justin? Do we know? Not sure. Right now, I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. I must have missed Miss T's answer. Drivers in Ontario are definitely tiered, 16 for a year for driving with another licensed driver. No driving on 400 series byways, then progress to the next level, can get full license within 18 months. Okay, yeah, so similar kind of to British Columbia. Yes, Heather, I see that. We're going to have a little chit chat about that. Is working Sunday going to work on Saturday night? So no, this would have been Sunday night at 11:30, and it would be the midnight shift for Monday till 8 a.m. I agree. Justin's case is so interesting, very mysterious. Seems like something is off. Something is definitely off. Raina, I see your comment. I'm just trying to pull it up on here if I can find it. Raina gave a super chat there. Thank you so much. It says, how did Justin get to his parents when he visits? He got picked up. One of his family members would pick him up. Is Justin's case being aggressively investigated? Depends on what you mean by aggressively, but the things are coming together. They just did an update and they said that they're just waiting for the forensics to come back and they would have a clear picture. Yes, Justin's 22 years old. Good question, Nancy. Does Bud drive a car or a truck? Not sure that answer yet. That's funny. Why is he living there and not at home? Well, there's a couple reasons why. He became an adult. He moved out. I know that Jamie lives in a smaller home and has 2 daughters as well. And one of them got Justin's room and Justin moved out. I mean, it's normal. My 18-year-old is talking about moving out. It's okay. Well, however you want to work that, what do you fly the coop? Like, you know, I wanted to at 18. I ended up at 19. I stayed 1 more year and then I moved. It's just one of those things. And you're moving in with your buddy, right? And you go to work already and you drive together and it's your best friend. So Manglia asks, Jamie, do you have a GoFundMe that we could help you with by donating? I don't believe she does, but she can answer there, and maybe she does, and I'm not aware. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Okay, so Jamie says, I also have another son, and he moved out as well. There we go. So, and Nancy says, my 18-year-old daughter can't wait to move out. Yeah, like, that's the thing, right? You just get to that age and you just want to fly the coop. Oh, look at, yeah, no way you have an 18-year-old. I do. I have an 18-year-old and a 6-year-old. Gary says we live 15 minutes away from where Justin is missing. The girlfriend was jealous. I believe so too. Algo says, and here I am at 28, just starting working and now only looking to move out somewhere in the future. Moving at 18 is so odd. Yeah. But I'm only laughing, Algo, because it's so similar. Like, I know you're male and I know it's very similar to Italian. That's all I have to say. So it'd be odd. Jamie says, we don't have a GoFundMe. Thank you for your support. We got your back. We have 151,000 people, Jamie, who have your back. So whatever we could do, whatever you need me to do, whatever, just let me know and I'll help you in any way I can. Kathy says, no license, no plans with mom and family, wallet and room, shed in disarray, glasses, phone missing, no show at work, unexplained delays, and reported Justin missing. This is the thing, right? And so with all that, there's still the giant question, where is Justin? Hannah says, I left at 17. I graduated a year earlier, so I left for college. There we go. And Brent wants you to keep hitting that thumbs up. Miller Nature says, I married and moved across country at 18. There you go. Yeah, that would help. Searches, flyers, banners, billboards. It does come full circle, Jody Ann, doesn't it? I had my parents move in with me. I'm 60. It all comes back around. So you can also email me at itsacrimeandashame@gmail.com if you want to talk to me about this case, about anything. And like I said, any help, Jamie and the family, you whatever you need, I'm here. So there we go. Nancy says, I'm an Italian mom and it's going to be hard when my 18-year-old moves out. I said that to my husband, to Mr. Linda. I said, what am I going to do when if we move across? I can't. This Italian in me wants to be around every minute. Being independent is the goal. Absolutely. It's good too. It's good for kids. Even if it's a different household, right? It's good. They pay the rent. He paid rent. Be independent other than that. Diane, is this only about Justin tonight? Don't know the situation. Oh, I'm doing updates, and we have Justin's mom in the chat. And so I was giving everybody an update and bring them up to speed because it isn't well known in the news. And I encourage everybody who's in here to watch the videos, and I'll do it here again so that you guys know what's going on. And they're quite in depth, I think. I think they're 30 or 40 minutes each. So you guys can get up to speed because there was going to be more videos. So you probably want to get up to speed so that you know what's going on. David says, I moved out on my 18th birthday, skipped school, packed a U-Haul, leased an apartment, and moved in all in one day. I actually moved to Los Angeles, but I think I was in my early 20s. I moved to LA. Not long, though, but I did. I did do it, and I did it by myself. Do we know exactly what disarray means regarding the shed? No. Authorities do. We don't. But something happened there. Four Sons mom says being an empty nester is not easy at all. Where is the magic wand when you need it? I know. These are ideas. Maybe Justin's mom can set a GoFundMe account so we can put a billboard and everything, just like the West Boys. That's interesting. I had a couple of people say they live near the area and they didn't hear about his case. So if we can get some the word out there. Now, this is a small town as well, and people talk. And so I'm wondering. Italian families are different. The mamas do everything for the children until they marry. Oh dear. Man, you guys have quite the stories when you were 19. Yeah. I'm speechless about that. I'm not going to lie. So Teresa says, I'm in Montreal and didn't hear about Justin either. My brother works third shift for years. He doesn't go anywhere without his sunglasses. All right. Do you guys have any more questions about Justin? I'm going to be doing another video. It's going to probably come out this week. Maybe it'll be shorter and not like a 40-minute like I've been doing. But you guys have been spoiled with the deep dives. Oh dear. What? You can see that? Wait a minute. Let me. Where did I see that about Instagram? VC says I'm 30 minutes away from Barry and I didn't hear anything about Justin until Linda covered the case. You guys are going to hear a lot more. Somebody was talking about her Instagram. Where is that? I thought it was locked. I don't think Justin had a girlfriend, no. Okay, those of you coming in, we're talking about Justin. He's 22 years old. He's been missing since December 12th. He was reported missing December 14th. My question is, was he actually missing before that? I hope so. Okay, so now we have one more we're going to talk about. He worked, why can't I think of it right now? I've said it a gajillion times. Not in here, but in the last week. Let me pull it up. Why can't I think of it? I'm pulling it up because it's going to drive me crazy. Okay, he worked for McLaren Press Graphics. Can't believe I didn't remember that. All right, so just reading for a sec. I love that you guys are sending love to Jamie and the family. That's awesome. Yeah, spelt McLaren like the cars. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be doing some more in this case. Obviously, I'm digging. So you're going to probably get 2 videos that I'm going to work on. It's either going to take 2 weeks or it's going to be a week. Welcome, Tracy, to the crime ring. Good question, Diane. Hit the thumbs up, you guys. Please and thank you. Smash the likes. There we go. Thank you so much. Okay, my butt's getting numb. Hang on. I gotta move in my moon chair. Woo! It's creaky, but so creaky. Shivani says, my grandma's from PEI. That counts as Canadian. Yes, it does. Okay. The fact that he was reported missing after 2 days tells me someone likes true crime and is aware of the 48-hour rule of thumb. Well, interesting enough, one of them does like true crime, from my understanding. Carolina says, if Bud and girlfriend can post on Facebook and on here, why not come on live instead of just watching? Saying things on Facebook feels like a cover up, and I feel girlfriend said something to Bud. Well, they're welcome to come on. Like I said, they can come on. And, you know, this is a big platform. So if they have nothing to hide and they really want to tell their side of the story, then they can come right on here and they can talk. I'll ask questions, or they just talk to me, and it's just me and them anyways, and we'll just have a chat. How do you join the crime ring? You can go to, I think this is it, and it'll pop up. You might have to copy and paste that. If in fact Bud was shopping, he and Kiera should show up on multiple CCTV cameras during the Saturday excursion, and I'd like to know more about the girlfriend, sister, and her boyfriend. Anna, I'm glad you're watching at 4:47 a.m. in Sweden right now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me, and thank you guys for hanging out with me on Saturday night. It's nice. I haven't been on for a while, and I really love being on with you guys. Community is everything. Okay. Let's, we have one more to cover. And you guys, if you want to talk to me about any of that, you can also email me at itsacrimeandashame@gmail.com. We can chit chat. And if anybody's in the area as well and they want to talk to me as well. Stacy says, I think something went down on Friday, not Saturday. I do as well. All right. Next, we have Barry Morphew in the Suzanne Morphew case. Suzanne's now been missing almost 10 months on the 10th. And Barry, or as he calls himself, Bear, that's actually a fact, which is funny because I call him Bear, and apparently he had some documentation that said literally his nickname was Bear. I thought that was fun. They sold their property. He sold the property. So his Puma Path house has been on sale for, I don't know, has been for sale for quite some time, since October. And it was sold just this Wednesday for $1.625 million. But it was listed at 1.759. So they bought it for $1,575,000 in April of 2018, and they sold it for $1,625,000, which is interesting because it's only 50 grand more than what they bought it for. And don't forget, he has costs. He has, right? He has closing costs. Now, what I found interesting as well is he also recently sold his other property, that 2-acre lot, that vacant lot that he had in Longhorn Ranch. That was purchased in June of 2020 for $165,000. And in February, just last month, it was sold for $150,000. So a loss of $15,000. I find this very interesting. I knew he wanted to get out of the other one, but to do the lot too, I thought that was weird. I mean, you're not making much off there. You're just taking and run, right, Bear? great. Maria's kitty cats. Bye-bye. So, it's a legal sale, yeah. So we're talking about Suzanne Morphew case from Salida. She's still missing. She went missing on Mother's Day. She was reported missing on Mother's Day. He's planning a run. Auction your snow cat. So he's a contractor. Barry is a landscaper. He's a contractor. He likes to hunt and track. And he really likes to carry his bobcat in his truck like a blanket. It is vacant land that has been sold off also next to Puma Path. So there's a lot of buzz around Barry. I hear he has a girlfriend. And I mean, your wife of 25 years, 26 years is missing. Granted, it's been 10 months, but she hasn't been found. And no one knows, well, most of us don't know where she is, right? Maybe one person does or two people. But wonder where he and Shosho are going to go first. Yeah, I mean, you just spit on my coffee. Yeah, he has a girlfriend. No. Caroline, really? Are you serious? I don't know what to say. I can't believe that. Yeah, I find, okay, like I get people will eventually move on. Some will, some won't. Okay. Actually, I'll give an example. I know somebody, is not my family, but a close family, close friend. She was engaged. She was supposed to get married. And he ended up getting hit by a truck and was in a coma, like for years. And she was hoping he would get out of it, but he didn't at the time. And I think it was years. Okay. So it's one of these things that it's like, you don't move on. A lot of them don't. And then at one point she did. But 10 months later, 8 months later, 6 months later, I know time to some people is different. Some people take 10 years, some people take 5 years, some people take a month, and some people are like Barry. But Suzanne hasn't been found. And 25 years. And I don't know. But you know how I feel about Barry. Multiple sources. Well, here's the thing. If this is what's going to happen and what goes down in June, and we know to an extent what kind of a guy he is. It's only a matter of time, right? Yes, police have used cadaver dogs. The most likely marital trouble spot in Barry's marriage was because of the move to Colorado, and now he's leaving. Ironic, isn't it? Yeah, and he's going to get married. Bear affair. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just in shock. Barry remarries after just 1 year. This is very hurtful to all the family. How sad. Well, maybe he knows he can move on. Maybe he knows he can move on because he knows she's not going to be found. So, that's the law regarding legal presumption of debt in Colorado. 7 years must pass. Okay, so how does that work? But wait a minute, maybe that couldn't there has to be a loophole around that. Saw Colorado guardianship papers in Twitter. Yeah. Can he remarry without a body unless she's declared dead? See, I don't know. I gotta go in the up and up on about it. Can he divorce her? Well, what about somebody who abandons them? Like, there has to be a way around it. Conservatorship. Didn't he get that? He got that for he had paper signed on this first house. Remember, they were selling a house in Indiana? He might just be doing a ceremony pending the legal aspects of their marriage. It's not okay. So maybe he's just having like a ceremony, but it's not on paper. I don't know. No, I saw the, yeah, I'm speechless too. For instance, here it's 5 years, but if you've been in any, say, a flight accident, it's 6 months. Marital abandonment, divorce. God, you guys know so much about this stuff. Guardianship papers that are good in Indiana are not transferable to Colorado. Good point. So he'd probably have to go to court maybe and see how that would work. He pulled off the perfect crime. Oh, where did I get that? I don't think he got it in Colorado though. Right, it was in Indiana. Now I'm freezing. Hang on, guys. Can you still hear me? Can't imagine how the daughters must feel. Yeah, this happened to me last time at the two hour mark. I don't know what the deal is. So, okay, where did I see that? This might, maybe we'll start calling this at 2 hours. It turns into a podcast. Okay, so see, I can't restart it. If I restart it, I have to get a new address to get here. I hate that. We did pretty good though. We went 2 hours. Barry did not get remarried, but he just sold his houses, or his house and his lot. I'm about 30 minutes from Alexandria, Indiana. My GPS took me there to a cemetery recently. I made a video about it. That's creepy. It scares me. Hey, Gonzo, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for stopping by in the super chat. I'm stuck, so it turns into a podcast apparently after 2 hours. I don't know what's going on. Let me just see something. I think it's my Wi-Fi's being or my connection's wonky. Melissa says, why does his daughters not have questions? I'm sure they do, but I'm also wondering, I'm wondering if they think twice to say anything to Barry. He's known to be a little bit of a hothead. At least it didn't freeze with my mouth open. Or any weird. Yeah, that's just crazy. I don't know. Thank you, Cherie. Nice to see you. So he has a new girlfriend, and we haven't found her yet, and meaning Suzanne. Poor girls, they have to suspect something if he has a girlfriend. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. Oh, Natasha, thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, my video's frozen. Turns into a podcast now, you guys. This is okay. So for now, we just do video for 2 hours, and then it turns into a podcast. Now we can talk, and I can just practice my podcast for when I actually have one. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's doing that. Tracy says, been watching your channel for so long. You're my first YouTube join because I see your heart and soul that you put into this. Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you. New Zealand joining me tonight. No, he can't marry unless he gets a divorce from Suzanne. Okay. Are we talking about we got a conclusion? I'm not sure what that's about. Or my rolls, or your eyes roll back in your head. Yeah, sometimes it does that. Jody Ann, I don't think you're blocked. Linda, something tells me that you won't be getting an invitation to Bear Bear's wedding. Yeah, probably not. Wedding Crashers, anyone? Tonight's podcast is about Linda from It's a Crime. First episode, why does my live stream gets stuck at the 2-hour mark. It's a mystery you don't want to miss. Yeah, I think that's exactly, where is it? Like maybe he buries her under some kind of landscaping project. That's what my guess is. In the triangle. Yes, my screen has in fact frozen and we are now podcasting. I don't even have to change my, what do you call it? I don't know what the word is. Programs. I don't even have to change my program. I could just turn it into that. My radio host voice is on point. Tonight on It's a Crime. We can do like nighttime stories. Murder, she spoke. Lucas says you're just lucky it didn't freeze you with an ugly face. I know, right? Sometimes these could be going on for hours. We have to stare at that. If not, I would just change it, but it's not too bad. At least it's like that. It's freaking me out that your mouth isn't moving. There we go. I can do a podcast. The difference between podcast and live stream is like we are right now. All you hear is my voice. If you guys have kids, you got to look into the Moshi app, Moshi. It literally has like kids stories for them to go to sleep and sounds like white noise, which is really great. But there's one that Goldie Hawn actually narrates, and she's just like, good evening, sleepy paws. Rest your head, breathe in. And it's the best. Yeah, I try and take off my camera, but it goes back on. Well, look at now, you can see my voice. See, it doesn't work. I don't know why it does that. Who would marry Barry? Okay, so I look like I'm deep in thought. See, there we go. I don't know if you guys saw my last live stream, but on my last live stream, I actually was talking about doing Justin Evans, and then some wacky stuff started happening, and I ended up getting, hey, I wonder if I could share screen that. Maybe not. Let's see if, since I'm here, I'll just try and upload it and see if that would work. I ended up getting a crazy 2 green lines across. Sometimes I get like orbs and stuff in my videos. And I know when I do Lori Vallow Daybell's case, and especially when I talk about Charles Vallow, I get zipper sounds in my recordings. It's the craziest thing. But check this out. I'm going to see if I can upload this and maybe you can see it, because the overlays probably work. But as I was talking, I got really spooked in the last live stream. As I was talking about Justin's case, that I was about to do it before I uploaded his videos, and long before I was just working on it. I got, you see that? I got these 2 green lines, which I thought was interesting. And I also got, it sounded like somebody said Linda through my computer. And I was pretty spooked. I actually didn't play as spooked as I actually was that night. It was spooky. It just sounded like somebody said my name. And then when we played it back, you can't hear like that. Some people said it sounded like they said Linda. But yeah, it's different. So sometimes I get some wonky things. So these 2 lines are interesting. Don't you find that interesting? And so I don't know what happened. I never knew about the green lines. The thing is I didn't see the green lines when I was recording it, or sorry, when I was editing it or recording. So I don't know what that's about. It's a flicker. It was a flicker, and then I actually screenshotted it so you guys can see that. But interesting, isn't it? I was really scared. Strawberry Wine says, you looked really scared. I was actually more scared than you thought. Oh, Forsen's mom. Thank you for all your hard work and your friendship. You're truly worlds apart from other channels. You and Mr. Linda, grab some tea and wine for self-care time. Thank you so much. And you know what? Thank you for being such an awesome part of the community. I mean, you've been here for so long. There's so many of you who've been with me for so long. And awesome moderator. And just, yeah, thank you so much. You guys are great. And we're still hanging out. There's 1,800 people. I don't have video and you guys are still hanging out. So I really, truly appreciate you. And it's Saturday night. So just gives me practice for a podcast, right? You guys can teach me how to do that. LA says, I've seen an orb during your video once. Yeah, I do get them. And in the same video, I think in the first one from Justin's, I get a few of them. So I do have sage. I got to do it. I really do. You guys are, and Mimi too. All you guys are great. Okay, so now let's see if I go back to my camera and see what happens. I'll take the banner down and see. Nope, still stuck. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen those lines before? I've never seen that. Oh, crazy. Text lines. Yeah, remember that? I'm gonna talk to Stephanie very soon. Lisa says, I think Leticia's cheese slipped off her crackers this week. Okay, that's good. You guys are funny tonight. Hi everything, Zen. Unfortunately, for some reason, at the 2-hour mark, it froze, and this happened last time. And so we're just gonna pretend like it's all good, and we're just gonna keep talking. All sponsored by Grandma Lucille. And maybe Bear with this bobcat. I'd like to think of the orbs being victims you speak about, guiding you through spreading the word. Yeah, there's a lot of things that kind of happen in my videos. It's interesting. Roy says, nothing scares me after watching It's a Crime. Do you believe in paranormal? I want to ask the spirits why they mess with your equipment. I was here on those nights. Maybe it's me. No, I get it all year. I've gotten it through the year. I know there's something out there. I've had lots of stuff happen, so I'm not sure. It's interesting. Every time I do Charles, though, Charles has, for some reason, those videos have zipper sounds. It's interesting. No, that's the thing. I shouldn't have a two. I don't think there should be that. I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm a podcast now. This picture's break is brought to you by Chad's Portal Potty. What? Yeah, zipper sounds. It's just kind of, I can't explain it. It's just weird. Can I recap? Sure. I did a few case updates. Letecia, her case has been pushed out and it's now in May, on May 20th and the 21st. Depending on how long it takes, it might need one more day after that. She gets access to the law library 2 hours a week. She's getting a redacted version of the discovery, 1,400 pages of it. And there's actually 26,101 pages of it. Lori Vallow Daybell, Rob Wood filed something. He wants Chad Daybell's attorney, John Pryor, to hand over information because there was a survey that was done, but everything about that wasn't submitted. And basically, he's saying that it's not even valid. It shouldn't be because it's not, it was informal and it wasn't, they didn't have the experience to have that survey. So that's that. And then what else did I do? Orrin and Orson. There was a search today, 2.4 miles from the Bakersfield apartments where they were living before. And they did a few hours search and they didn't come up with Orrin and Orson, but I'm not sure if they found any evidence or what happened. But they said it was basically from a natural progression of the investigation. Then we have also, I talked about Justin Evans. He's the Canadian young man that's been missing since December. He's 22 years old, and suspicious circumstances surrounding his roommates, Bud and Kiera, in my opinion. There's some red flags to their story, and I do encourage people to go check those videos out. And then I was doing Barry Morphew in the Suzanne Morphew case. He sold his house and he also sold his lot. And he has a girlfriend and there's chitter chatter of him getting married. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, or maybe if it's just going to be a ceremony. So. This is interesting. Lisa says, do you think there is something in the name Christopher Lee Watts, Crystal Lee Kenny, Barry Lee Morphew? I don't know. Good question. Oh no. Linda, you should listen to audio from Delphi case and the sheriffs. It's very much alike, tone, same height, certain words, same. I'll have to check that. I don't know if I've seen that one. I have a few things coming for you guys as well this week. A few videos, some good things happening behind the scenes. You know, at least they froze you with a pleasant face and not a goofy half-eye shut face. Yeah, it could be worse, right? There we go. Lee Harvey Oswald. Have I heard of the Leslie Palacios? Is that how you say the name? No, I don't. I haven't seen that. Okay, let me see. Jesse Lee Cooks. Videos Frozen Linda's still going strong. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. That's a stretch read. Delphi, not Barry. I believe Suzanne put at least $500,000 down on the house, so Barry couldn't wait to get his hands on that cash. Not much landscaping work in winter. I know some landscapers will actually do snow removal. Suzanne hasn't been found yet, and he's already moving on. I'll pray for the new wife to be. She'll be in terrible danger living under the same roof as Barry. It's weird, hey? I mean, even when there's like buzz about something like that, and you're dating a guy whose wife mysteriously went missing on Mother's Day, well, reported missing on Mother's Day, and now you're dating him and you think that like, I don't know, I don't know. News, Delphi new information. Bridge guy said down the hill they were trespassing. See the new video by True Crime Jesus. Never heard of that. What else, you guys? What's the word on the street? How far are the sheds from Glenna's house? Well, I don't know exactly. Kiara was saying she had to guess it would be 30 feet from the back of the house to it, but I think it's closer than that. No body, no crime. Really? Where is that? I've just read something on Delphi. Where was that? Okay, now it's jumping. Hang on, you guys. Something about Delphi and some sort of leaks. Where was that? There's drama in the Delphi case right now because of alleged leaks. I would love to know that information. Is it possible you could send me some links on that at itsacrimeandashame@gmail.com? James says 38 feet. Do you know that for a fact? It's pretty specific. Oh, thank you, Miller Nature, so much. Kathy says, I heard something about his girlfriend lives behind the fire station and is friends with that one crazy friend of Burry's. Yeah, I hope he doesn't get away with it. I hope Barry doesn't. Yeah. Why did the family clean out the room so quick? They knew something's not right. I mean, it took them 3 days to phone the cops. And different stories, right? The timeline doesn't match up. And then something happened. Something happened in that shed. So they felt the need to go there and get his stuff. So I'm going to give you guys my email too, again, if you guys want to help out in any way. It does take hours to do my videos, so any help would be awesome. So we're going to hang out for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to get some shut-eye soon. I heard he was trying to get her declared dead so he could marry the girlfriend. Isn't that interesting? Wonder if she saw the 25-second video. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Chris? You know what? I've been 2 weeks with, well, 7 full days of a migraine and still haven't really kicked it fully. So I've taken a beating the last 2 weeks. So glad to see you. We were just using one of your quotes earlier about how we haven't left the house yet. So, yeah, nice to see you. But it's been tough. I plugged through. I did a couple videos, but let me tell you, working with a migraine sucks. Oh, that's there. Joey says, "Love you, Chris." And now it's turned into a podcast, Chris, because the first 2 hours I was fine, and then it just freezes up. So now it's podcast time. No, I don't do keto diet. It doesn't work for me, and it doesn't make me feel very good, unfortunately. I'm vegan now. Yeah, it is. It's tough, for Canadians. It just doesn't. We and in the States you get so much information. In Canada you don't. But we were talking about Bear earlier, how he just sold the house, and people are saying that there's buzz that he's going to get married. Have you heard of that, Chris? Um, yeah, you guys, there you go. Yeah, the whole family. Hello. No, I'm in Alberta. So we're going to give a few more minutes, you guys. And then I'm going to call it a night. Tomorrow I'm doing my planning for the week. So if you want to have suggestions, you can always, under this video, you could put some suggestions of what you'd like to see me do for videos. Calgary for me as well, Kelly the coach. Yes, Chris is here from the interview room. My buddy. Do call Stephanie Harlow this weekend. Could you support after Netflix crime scene Lisa Lam documentary? What happened? Could you support? I will be talking to Stephanie soon. Thank you, Chris. Oh, is Four Sons' mom going too? Yeah, my face is frozen. I'm doing podcast after 2 hours. Yeah, I'm still going strong. Yeah. All right, you guys, I'm going to end the night now. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll figure out about why I'm turning into a podcast after 2 hours. It's so weird. So thank you so much. I will see you this week in a couple of videos. I have also on Monday morning, let me just check my schedule for a sec. Oh, that motion to compel is Monday afternoon in the Lori Vallow case. And I think that's it for court cases this week that I know of. And it's too bad. This week would have been the week for the preliminary hearing for Letecia, but that has been vacated and now it's not until May, which is very disappointed. It's disappointing. So again, thanks for joining me on a Saturday night. Have a really, really, really great weekend, and we will see you next week. Watch for some new videos. I have one almost done in a deep dive for the Lori Vallow Daybell case. I want to expose some stuff in there, my patterns and Stauch. So, and just putting things together, connecting the dots. I guess this one is more so in a pattern. So we're going to do that. And Justin Evans again, I'm diving deeper into that and bringing a few new things into the equation. So we got to get that because he still hasn't been found. And then, yeah, and we'll have a couple things. Like I said, feel free to give some suggestions or the cases that I am doing, what you're, scratching your head about and want to learn more about. That'll help guide me to what I need to do in the next video as well and answer your questions. So thank you so much. Thank you for those who joined the crime ring. Thank you for those who donated. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you for your support. You guys are awesome. Have a great night.